Hey, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're checking in on the SNAA line of Beyond Exquisite releases. This is their kind of smaller scale, sort of real grade comparison line of kits here. This is the Soul Spear Lamorak, the latest release here. It does look really cool. This time kind of trading up the white and kind of purplish, bluish kind of colors, which has been like a color scheme that we've seen on a number of the different kits in the line so far, for red being the color accent for this one. So it's a little bit different for those of you guys who like, red accents on your mobile suits. You might like this one, but this does look really cool with some really nice weapon options in here as well. Let's go ahead and get into it for today's video. And as you guys know, I've not built all of the entries in this line so far, but I have built a few and I have a good idea of what to expect just in terms of the quality and the fit and all the options and everything that we're going to have in here. So I'm pretty excited. As you can see, a relatively small box. So the last couple I think were a little bit thicker, but the sides of the box just going to have the same artwork there. On the top here, we've got like some line art of the bust there and some logos and all that. On this side, we have a vertical kind of photo of the built kit there. On the back of the box has some images of the kit in a few different poses showing some of the weapons. You have like the axe, the lance there, of course. And there's a couple of different poses there showing those, the inner frame. And then we do have a kind of cannon rifle sort of weapon here as well, it looks like, that we can also see on this photo on the bottom of the box there. So if you did prefer more like ranged weaponry, we are going to have an option for that as well. So, all right, let's go ahead and pop it open, check out everything in here. Very nicely, neatly packed there. I think we got that all out. And we'll check out the runners in a moment after taking a look through the manual here briefly. You got the box art there on the front. The parts list is actually printed on the back, which I kind of like. They're not wasting space on the inside of the manual with that. So like the front inside page is just directly right into the process of the construction, building the trunk skeleton first, and it looks like the construction for this one is going to be one of those where you build the entirety of the frame first and then you go back and add the armor on it, which is kind of interesting, kind of fun. I think for me, when I'm trying to build efficiently, I don't really prefer it, but if you're wanting to take your time with it and just kind of take it more slowly, it is kind of cool to be able to build up like the entirety of the frame first, which I guess you could do just by like kind of skipping ahead in the manual at different points if it was going through like the normal construction process. But anyway, skipping to the very last couple pages here, you have the decal guide where all the decals are going to be placed around on the main kit and the accessories, and then a couple of photo pages here at the back, basically kind of showing the same photos that we saw on the outside of the box. Some nice reference images there for you. Up next, our water slide decals are going to be here mostly in light gray, dark gray, and yellow, it looks like. There's maybe a couple on there in white, not many. So these are just going to basically give you some different accents around on the armor. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the runners then. The A runner here is just going to be all of our hand parts there in gray. And that does seem to be the same set of hands that we've seen in the other Knights of the Round Table series kits, but here is runner A1, which is going to be in that same gray color, but some more parts that are then specifically for this kit, weapons parts and joint parts on there. Then runners B, C, and D are also going to be more gray parts here for the frame. There's runner B. Runner C here, a lot of great detail on these parts too. I will say that looks really good. There's runner D. Runner E is going to be our one runner of all of our red parts here for the kit. Again, some nice detail on these armor parts there. Runners F, G, and H then are all of our white armor pieces here. And it's not like a super bright white, which I think is good because then some of the detail ends up kind of getting drowned out a bit. It's very slightly off-white, but that looks really good there. As you can see some large weapons parts here on the H runner. Finally then, runners I and J are in a light gray color, so it's going to kind of give us our kind of accent to the armor, with it being kind of two-tone white, sort of, with this being a very light gray. Here on runner J as well. And that's it for all the runners. Let's go ahead and get it built up and check it out. All right, guys, then here it is all built up. Something about this while building it and then even looking at it again now, I just feel like it's taller, larger than the other kits in the series, although I checked it like side by side with the Percival and it's not. It's like the same size. It's just something about the proportions of it. It seems tall. I mean, maybe it's just got a little bit more action going on in the legs or just the proportions of it generally, but I do really like the design of this one. Really cool design to it. The shields on the shoulder, the head that reminds me a little bit of the Build Fighters Gyan that had that ornamental like headdress on it. So I think if you were to repaint this in colors closer to that Gyan design, it would definitely be like a pretty cool callback to that. But Like we've seen with the other kits from this line, just some amazing details on there, the color separation and everything just straight out of the box. The kit looks amazing. A little bit of panel lining and top coat on there, and it's going to look even better, but really nice kit, really good build, and we got some cool accessories in here as well, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. And so first of all, pretty cool, you have an option part for the face. If you didn't like this kind of mono eye on this sort of knight looking face there, you wanted a little bit more sort of traditional Gundam type looking face here, you've got that, but of course I had to opt for this face there. It's much more unique, I feel like. And then as normal, we've got a bunch of different fixed pose swappable hand option parts. You've got closed fists, we've got some fun posing hands like pointing fingers, and that other hand, which I still don't know what to call. We got regular outstretched, open, expressive hands here like this, and then two different type of weapon holding hands. One set, which is kind of like your typical HG style hand. They don't really look that good, but they're probably more solid, maybe a little bit, than this one here. Another different type of holding hand here with a little bit larger hole in the middle there, but those are going to look pretty nice. The kind of the thumbs up at like a higher angle there too. And then the first of our two main weapons here are going to be this long handled axe weapon. I do still wish that I say this in every review, that they would mold these blade parts in like a molded silver or something. I think would look nice, but they're still all white. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? I mean, am I alone in thinking that? Are you guys cool with like the weapon blades always being in white, or no? What do you guys think? But then this handle here, where you can see obviously you could hold on to either a single or a double-handed grip onto any point here along with the handle, and then that hole is what's going to allow you to mount that up here to the backpack. You've got these hard points on these connection arms there on both sides of the backpack, so you can kind of pick and choose which side you might want to mount that onto. Our second main weapon then is going to be the lance, which will operate like this. It's got this handle here at the base, which can be folded back like that if you want to just kind of hold it as a more kind of standard lance. Otherwise, you can fold this out and hold it as like a kind of underhanded grip like that. And then if you pop off the barrel, this is a secret gun there on the inside. This cannon that you've got here on the inside of the lance will work, like I said, in the same way. I suppose you could hold it like kind of like a normal rifle like that, but in the manual shows you to hold it like this underhand. And so we've got this connection part which will fit onto the handle like that. So this is held in the hand, and then the connection part will fit into the back of the arm just for some added stability. You can see we've got a hard point right there. So when this is held in the hand, that'll plug into the arm, and so it should be able to hold this lance pretty steady. That said, the joints on here are usually strong enough that I don't imagine it's going to have much trouble, but it's nice to have that just for some added security. Lastly, then we've got a couple of connection parts here, two of these that will also plug into the back of the arm and then allow you to mount the shields onto the side of the arm instead of onto the shoulder. So if you prefer here on the shield to just connect this connection piece there onto there like that, you then need to remove this part here off the side, and instead of that you can have the shield mounted onto the side of the forearm like so. Now it is kind of a shame to have to remove that part there, but I do like the option of being able to plug the shields onto the arms. And it did look like in one of the promo images that these are supposed to be like cannons or something on the inside of the shield, but I'm not sure. They don't have a hole in the end, so if you did want them to look more like cannons, I'd recommend just drilling out the tips there to look more like barrels. Otherwise, maybe they're supposed to just be missiles, I guess, but it didn't look like that in the image. I'm not sure, but obviously you can use your imagination, and without having any kind of like source material for these, a game or anime series or manga or anything, you can just kind of be creative, and it's whatever you want it to be. But a few more things to point out. Obviously, we've got fantastic articulation here, which has been a norm for the line. I pointed out this really cool head design. I do wish that the head was maybe sitting a little bit lower. I always find it a little bit awkward when you have kind of like a visible neck there. The head like looks like, from certain angles, it looks like it's like sitting up just like a millimeter or two up slightly too high there, but I mean, just kind of depending on the angle and how you have it posed, it's not really going to be all that noticeable. But I did notice that. Here on the back skirt, it's also quite unique how you have these two separate like skirt parts here. Usually the back skirt's just like one piece right here, right? So this is a little bit kind of different design for that, and so those are going to be individually articulated, and then they have some nice detail there on the underside of those. You do have a standard hard point up underneath the skirt section there for being able to plug this onto an action base. Unfortunately, no base included. And looking at these back skirt parts here now, it kind of would have been cool if maybe they're like somewhere molded on this part, they had like a little door that opened for like micro missiles or something, so you could imagine it like These could just like pop out, little doors pop open, and then you got like little missiles can shoot out of these back skirt sections there. Would have been kind of a cool little design feature. Really nice part separation, especially here on the legs. I love these bits of gray poking out here around like the side of the calves and the knee. You've got that vent there on the side of the calf, so just really beautiful design here as always. Here on the backs, more vents there. This part does not move. The ankle armor, of course, that will move up and down a little bit there like that. Some nice detail up underneath the feet as well. Nice toe bend down and up. So again, as normal with this line, you're going to have some nice articulation. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of that articulation in action here as we wrap up the review, taking a look at the kit in a few different poses. With this being the third kit that I've built now in the line, all kind of more recent ones. I haven't built a couple of the first ones that were out, but it seems to me that the quality is pretty consistent throughout the line, and it's consistently good. I mean, as I've been saying, the fit quality, just the build quality on them is really nice. Very fun, easy to put together, no issues whatsoever. Parts fit together perfectly. You have fantastic color separation. You have virtually no seam lines on there, and a really nice size, with these being a little bit larger than kind of your standard 144 scale Gunpla, but still pretty comparable to like a large scale 144 scale kit, but obviously much more complex, making the kits comparable to like an RG, but obviously they don't have that like pre-molded inner frame, which we have seen going by the wayside in recent RG kits. So I guess, you know, it's pretty similar. But one thing definitely different about this one is that they switched up that kind of typical bluish lavender kind of color as like the accent color for this red. And again, now having built the kit, I mean, I think it looks really nice, although I don't prefer the red. I definitely prefer the color that they were using. That said, I mean, it was probably a good idea to switch up that color, because I mean, you don't want to be releasing, you know, kit after kit after kit with all the same color scheme. I had seen comments that some people were not a fan of the color scheme, and they were kind of getting tired of all the kits having the same color scheme. So I mean, it made sense that they would want to switch it up. I don't know if this red is really working for me, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I think it would have been cool in like kind of a more orangish kind of color. The red is just a little bit boring, I feel like, just kind of a plain pure red. If it was maybe like a darker sort of maroon or like more like an orangish red, I feel like I would have liked that a little bit more. But obviously that's where paint comes in, and you can certainly paint the kit, and it certainly would look very nice painted. I mean, at the very least, you could just paint the red parts to a different color without painting the entirety of the kit if you really wanted to. But another really nice kit in the line where it seems kind of on the surface that your weapons are somewhat limited to just being an axe and a lance, and you might feel like, oh, I kind of maybe wanted a little bit more. But it's nice that the lance also doubles as a cannon. It's nice that the shields can be mounted either onto the shoulders or onto the forearms. So you do have some really nice options there, and I do like how the weapons can all be mounted to the backpack as well. So I mean, like in theory, you're still going to have, you know, leftover parts, leftover hands and connection parts maybe that you're not going to use, but basically everything connects onto the kit, and so that's always a good feeling. But let me know, what do you guys think of the Lamorak? What do you think of the colors? What do you think of the design? In my opinion, it's another fantastic kit from SNAA, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. If you guys have not picked this one up yet and you would like to, or any of the other kits in the line that are still available at the moment, you can check out the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Unlike other manufacturers, SNAA has reissued a couple of their kits, and hopefully they will continue to do so for people that maybe missed them the first time around. So definitely check them out on the website there. And as always, thank you guys so much for checking out the review here today. I really appreciate your support. Until next time, hope you all are doing well. See you guys later. Bye-bye.